Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world. I would like everyone to rise in a moment of silence. In between the last satsang that I had and today, we had acquaintances and people that were devotees at some time or another at this ashram that have left the material body, and I want to name them. A very great personality has left us. Linda, she was a coordinator in between the ashram and our angels welfare system. Former devotee Ajith Bhai is left, and Sita's brother. Anyone know his name? Our Sita, her brother, has left as well. And then we learned recently that Lizwe, who used to work at this ashram, who lived at this ashram, and who is responsible for the many fabrications on the domes you see around, he has also left his mortal coil. So we hope that they reach their eternal destination. Jai Sriman Narayan. I want to start our discourse today, and as I have always explained to Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das, you all know him, and I'm still trying to explain to him. So now I send a cat to explain to him. So he's now learning from a cat. Okay? His cat's name is CJ. And I want to explain to you, let's hope I don't have to send a cat to you. Okay? That when you reach a confused state whilst you are in this path of spirituality, you must go back to basics. How many of you enjoy watching cricket? How many of you have watched cricket? Then there are two sets of mainstream components, batsmen and bowlers. And you'll often hear the commentator saying that either the bowler or the batsman has lost his form, and then you see the bowler or batsman in a few matches later back in form. And when the commentators and interviewers interviewers interview them, then they will always tell you, I went back to basics. Batsman went back to basics. He was scoring 200 runs, 300 runs per game. He got complacent, and somewhere along the line, he started not seeing the ball as well as he used to see it. And the same with the bowler. He was not pitching the ball as well as he used to pitch it before. So to pitch the ball or to bat the ball in its most effective way, he had to go back to basics, back to the ABC of the game, back to the A, B, C of the game. So similarly, in spirituality, there are quite a few here that stopped batting well or stopped bowling. Stop batting well or stop bowling well. So you need to get back to your basics. So we will title this satsang the A, B, C to spirituality. Amita? A, B, C to spirituality. Those of you that are here, new or fairly new, then you can imbibe this immediately. And those of you that are here with me for a while now, up to about 5 years, Nirali, you here? Oh,
Yes.
okay. All right. Then you need to get back to, and Sean, I think. Sean is longer, Nirali.
Yes.
He's, yeah. You need to go back to basics. Back to basics. A, B, C of spirituality. What is the A of spirituality? Accept a bona fide guru after due diligence. The A of spirituality is to accept a bona fide guru after due diligence. What is due diligence, and on whom the due diligence must be done? Vasan? You must find a guru that is a bona fide guru. So we need to find and understand who is a bona fide guru. So who is a bona fide guru, Pamita? One who touches your forehead and all your problems go away. A bona fide guru must be qualified in a recognized system. A bona fide guru must be recognized in a bona fide existing system. He must not be a pop-up guru. He must not be born somewhere all of a sudden and it becomes mystical and mysterious and he calls himself a guru. He must belong to an eternal system of gurus. He must belong to an eternal system of gurus and an eternal system that is recognized. Now, what recognizes the system? what criteria have you have on hand to recognize a bona fide eternal system? Benita? You have the Vedas. So the Vedas will inform you of a bona fide institution, and the bona fide institution will inform you of its bona fide participants, who are bona fide gurus. Do you understand? So you can't get up one day and out of your own mentality decide who is a right guru and who is a wrong guru. I'm just going to break it down even simpler. So when you are ill, then you will want to see a doctor. So you don't just rush to the very first doctor that you find. You do a small research on the doctor, don't you? You do a due diligence on the doctor, don't you? And then, when you are comfortable within yourself, then you start seeking the attention of the doctor. Yes or no? If you want to put an aircon, then you're going to come and ask me, Acharyaji, who put that beautiful aircon in the back there today? Such a hot day, but this hall is so cool. You're doing your due diligence. You're not just going on marketplace in Facebook, because there are a lot of fake people in marketplace, isn't it? Many of Vasan's workers are on marketplace advertising as aircon specialists. Vasan? Yeah. So you do due diligence for your air conditioning. When you want to build a house, Mr. Maharaj, will you just find a builder from one of those places where they put their hand up like this and say, come build my house? You won't do that. First wind, your house will fall down. You'll do due diligence. Hey, have you built a house before? How many houses you built? Is it still standing? You will do your due diligence, won't you? So, if in everything in life you're doing your due diligence, then don't you think you need to do your due diligence when you follow a guru? You don't just follow a guru through emotion. You don't follow a guru because it is a fashion. You don't follow a guru because your husband is following a guru. And you don't follow a guru because your wife is following a guru, or your children are following a guru. You follow a guru after you have found out that he is practicing what the Vedas has instructed that a guru must practice. If you go to a doctor, then the doctor must be a practicing doctor. If you go to an air conditioning person to put an aircon, then he mustn't be a person who put his last aircon 20 years ago. He must be a person who's practicing putting aircons today. So you can verify all his installations. Isn't it? So when you find a guru, your guru must be living his teachings. Your Guru must be living his teachings. If he tells you, don't smoke, then he can't go in the back and hit a puff. He must not be smoking himself. If he tell you don't eat meat, then you can't go in his kitchen, Hemita, and find one chops lying there in his plate. If he tell you don't drink, then you can't find him in Porchepston, far away in one pub hitting a shot. You understand? A guru must live within the parameters of his teachings. That is due diligence. You must see all of these things. And there is a perception out there, Nirali, that the gurus must follow the Gandhian principle. What is the Gandhian principle? Anyone knows?
Passive resistance.
Passive resistance. I've taught you the Mahabharata. I've taught you the Ramayana. I've taught you who Lord Narayan is. Neither Lord Narayan or any of his incarnation followed the Gandhian principle. If you cross them, they smacked you. And if you cross me, I will smack you. Because I must follow the Vedas. I must follow what Lord Ram did when he was on this earth. When Ravana crossed him, what he did? Ajith Bhai, what he did? He smacked him. And all the demons that crossed Lord Sri Krishna, what Lord Sri Krishna did? He smacked them. When any of you cross me, I will smack you. Okay? And if you do your due diligence, you will find out that is a bona fide spiritual master, because he is following in the footsteps of the Supreme Lord. That is a guru. So I'm not going to keel over. I'm not going to keel over when an obstacle is put in my way. All of you understand? Who don't understand? Jay, you put your hand up, you don't understand it? You understand it? So there is that misconception about gurus. They must be like Mahatma Gandhi, and they must go on a hunger strike. They must stop eating food if they are confronted with situations. The guru system does not belong in the Gandhian system. The guru system belongs in the Vedas. And in the Vedas, the Lord has shown himself that when you are confronted with the demons, you must Mr. Maharaj, I'm not giving you license to do anything. You're the only person that's happy with this deduction that we have made. Alright? No license. He is ready to go out of the ashram now. He wants to go to all his enemies. And he wants to throttle the daylight out of them. Mr. Maharaj? Okay? So I just wanted to clarify a few pointers, because we are on social media. We're giving this discourse on social media. This discourse reaches hundreds of groups that are headed either Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, and either I accepted these groups on my own or my admins accepted these groups, but within these groups there is a lot of talk. Everyone has become a teacher in Hinduism, and I've explained previously, Hinduism is only a geographical identification. Sanatana Dharma is the spiritual identification. Okay? So I've covered A. What is A in spirituality? To accept a bona fide spiritual master after due diligence. Accept a bona fide spiritual master after due diligence. Alright? Don't follow a guru for about 10 years and then blame the guru. You must blame yourself because you didn't do due diligence. And again, I'm using the example of a doctor. If you went to a doctor and the doctor was injecting water in you for 10 years, and you later realize that you have been injected water, whose fault it is? Yours, because you did not do due diligence. You understand? So what is the B in spirituality? Jessica, after you did due diligence, then what have you ascertained? Mr. Marat, after you checked the guru out and you saw it's for real, what have you ascertained? That he will expound the truth. He will expound the truth. And what is a human's relationship to the truth? What is the connection between a human being and the truth? Vanita? No, B. B of spirituality. After due diligence, you have ascertained that the Guru is the expounder of the truth, then the B will be that you must believe in the Guru's truth that he is expounding. You must believe in the Guru's truth that he is expounding. And I want to clarify this point. And this is why I'm saying Guru's truths and not your truths. I'm saying Guru's truths. Because if you knew the truth, then you won't need a Guru. Because the truth can only be, Maharaj, truth can only be one. You can't have two truths. You can only have one truth, and you have ascertained after due diligence that this Guru is the expounder of the one truth, and as there can be no two truths, then you have to now believe in that truth that the Guru is expounding. Are you understanding? All of you understanding? Ajith Bhai? Is it clear? JBC? Alright. And then we go to the C. What is the C?
Connect.
What is the C? after you start believing in the truth that the Guru is expounding, then you have to commit. You have to commit to his teachings. So in a nutshell, Ajith Bhai, what is the ABC to spirituality?
Find a bona fide guru, believe in what his teachings are, and commit yourself to those beliefs.
You'll be back in form. Nirali, you'll be batting hundreds, 200s, 300s a minute. Back in form. A, B, C to spirituality. Only accept a guru after due diligence. Once you have completed your due diligence, believe in the truth that he is expounding. And after you start believing in the truth that he is expounding, commit yourself to live the life that the Guru is designing for you. It is very, very difficult, although it's ABC, living this now, living this instruction becomes a battle in your life. It just depends from which dimension you are looking at it. It just depends from which dimension you are looking at it. So again, if you want a loan from the bank, you have to have certain points, and the bank will grant you that loan. You have to have certain points so that the bank can grant you that loan. If you do not have all the points, you won't get the loan immediately, but the bank will make you aware which points are not fulfilling the criteria. Won't the bank do that? Any bankers there? Any Lanis there who use the bank frequently? Vasudeva Ramanuj, Lani Das, Vasan. So if you want a vehicle finance, or if you want a bond, or if you want a personal loan and you do not qualify immediately for it, but you want it, you want it, then the bank will tell you how to utilize its facilities. Isn't? And if you follow the instructions of the bank and utilize the facilities in the manner that the bank prescribed, then what will happen to your loan? You will get granted. You get granted? Why? You conform to a certain instruction from the entity that you are requiring assistance from. Is it logical? Is it common sense? So similarly, you coming to Satsang, you are coming to Satsang, you want to take in advance that which is troubling you. You want that obstacle removed in advance. And I'm using the word advance because you are living your destiny. You are living your destiny. Now you want to bring forward your destiny. You want to bring forward your destiny. So you want the institution to assist you in bringing forward your destiny and removing certain obstacles in advance. Everyone here is born in absolute terms with his or her destiny. Nothing is a mistake. Nothing is a mistake. There is no mistakes. Whatever is happening to you at this point today, now, is your destiny. Is your destiny. Nothing is a mistake. Nothing is a coincidence. Now, if you want to change that, then you have to conform to certain rules and regulations of the institution. The very first instruction of the institution is you must attend Satsang. Sean? Word missing? It starts with a R. Turn around and tell Nirali. Nirali, you heard what Sean said? What he said? I can't hear you. Okay, yeah. I said attend Satsang. I wanted him to fill in the blanks. You know, in school, fill in the blanks. Alright? So, Sean told Nirali attend Satsang regularly. And you think that is ironic, Nirali? Alright? So, first requirement when you come to take a loan from this institution is to attend Satsang, Nirali and Sean, regularly. Right? It is a verdict, injunction. You can't pay this institution in any way for the assistance that or that request that you have made from this institution. There's no value. There is no value. So you have to attend Satsang regularly. So how regular is regular? So I want to break it down for all of you present that are in this satsang. Regularly we have weekly satsangs. If you can't make it in a week, next week. If you can't make it next week, in the third week. Minimum one a month. Minimum one a month, but you must have good reason for not being in satsang. You must have good reason for not being in satsang. Okay? So, for the next few years, I'm not going to change the size of this hall. So this hall will remain like this, and we will be able to take 50 people during COVID regulations and about 80 people out of COVID regulations. So if I have 100 people that want to attend, then I'll put you into groups, A group and B group. A group come one Sunday, B group come the other Sunday. Then if I have 150 people coming, I'll add another group. It will become C group. So A, B and C. If I have 500 people coming, you'll only have the opportunity to come to the satsang once in 10 weeks. once in 10 weeks. And you'll take off every 10 weeks. I'll give you an atom. Every 10 weeks you'll get an atom. All of you listening? Because I had another idea. I said, if I have 350 people coming to Satsang, I'll have it from Monday to Sunday. But why must I tire myself up, Jessica? All of you understand? So whilst this Satsang is still in the 50s, take as many atoms as you can. I won't change your groupings. Mr. Maharaj, and no swapping turns. No swapping turns. All of you understand? So this entire, in this COVID, in this illness, we have people here who went through hell and back. Okay? And I'm saying this with love, all of you. I'm saying this with love. You have seen and witnessed yourself that people didn't even have to go to hell to leave their bodies. You saw them today and tomorrow you heard they were gone through COVID. Is it true or not? Okay. So look at how much of merits you had. How much of merits you had to go through hell and come back and sit in this satsang today. And one of the days, if you want, you're going to testify. Because you are part of the due diligence. Who's part of the due diligence? Jai. Why? Because I'm teaching you the theory. Who's the practical? You all are the practical. I'm teaching you the theory. Okay? So please take satsang more serious than anything else. And it is easy for me to say this because we came out from a lockdown. Before lockdown, it was hard for the human mind to comprehend that satsang is number one. Before lockdown, because your mental consciousness was totally material, wasn't it? But in this lockdown, from March up to now, your mind lost its attachment to that degree prior to lockdown. Did it not? You had time to go inward. Did you have time to go inward? You had time to go inward. And I've also stated that the teachings of the Sriman Narayan Dham is absolute. And we define the absolute. Amita, how we define absolute? You can't shift it a whisker. You can't shift it a whisker. And I shared a post recently that scientists themselves are stating what I have stated. A consortium of scientists, go on my page and read that post, where various degrees of physical science. Remember, physical science initially started with action, reaction, then they came to metaphysics, and they came through a whole lot of dimensions in physical science itself, until it came to the unified field. It came to the, so currently the recent revelation to science is the unified field. And if you go into the unified field, go, all of you, go on Google, unified field, go extract that information. It is equal 100% to creation in the Vedas, which I have done comprehensively. And I've stated before this knowledge that I hope in my lifetime the material scientists bow down to the Upanishads, because the Upanishads are our scientific journals. And I'm happy in my lifetime. I was waiting to find this information when I'm about 90. You know, Hemita come in, Acharyaji. She also come in with the walking sticks. And I'm moving with that four, what you call that? I'm moving with the walker and she's running with the walking stick. Saying, Acharyaji, you was right. But I saw it, I think, 3 or 4 days ago. I'm still in my 50s. Late 50s, but, say bye. Late 50s, but 50s, not 60s. Alright? All of you understand? So the unified field that the scientists found is equal to creation in the Vedas. Is equal to the creation in the Vedas. And this creation in the Vedas were revealed to our saints and sages, which means they were the foremost scientists. All of you understand? So let's recap. Our life is not moving on an even keel. We have death knocking at our doors. Every millimeter that we traverse, in every second of the day. Every millimeter we traverse, every second of the day. You move 1 millimeter to be in the presence of the virus. In that 1 second, you got that virus. And within a short time, you are gone. You understand? I'm not inciting fear. I'm telling you the absolute truth. So, it is in these circumstances and under these conditions, I'm appealing to you. I am appealing to you. Please come to Satsang regularly. How many of you were born with face masks? That means something is wrong. Your designer did not design you with face masks, which means there is something wrong for you now to attire your human body with a face mask. Do you understand? We wear clothes to preserve our dignity. That is why you wear clothes. But you are wearing masks to preserve your life. And your Creator did not create you with a face mask, which means something is wrong. It means something is wrong, which means you need to get closer to your Creator. You need to get closer to your Creator. And many of you had become very close to your Creator recently, have you or not? Yes. You need to keep that distance between you and the Creator diminishing. So don't get confused and don't lose your form. And as you start losing your form, go back to basics. And the basics is A, B, C to spirituality. Are there any questions? Any questions? Okay. Jai Sriman Narayan.